Factoring quadratic expressions. At the end of this video, you should be able to factor quadratic expressions that are factorable. The first step in factoring is to determine if there's a greatest common factor or GCF. If there is, factor it out. Factoring is turning a number into multiplication or an expression into multiplication if it's a polynomial. Here's an example of distributing. 2 times the quantity of x plus 3 is 2x plus 6. Factoring is the opposite. 8x plus 12 has a greatest common factor of 4, so pull it out and it becomes 4 times the quantity 2x plus 3. Here's an example of a quadratic expression that has a greatest common factor, 3. So we're going to factor it out and it becomes 3 times the quantity of x squared plus 2x minus 5. Not every quadratic expression is factorable, so if you're trying and can't factor it, maybe it's impossible. We're just going to show you one way to do factoring in this video. This way that I show you will work for all functions. There's many other ways possible. Feel free to try something else if this is not working for you. Pause the video here and just jot this down. We're going to go through this. This is called the Xbox way of factoring. So we're going to factor a quadratic expression, 4x squared minus 4x minus 3. The top of the x is a times c, the bottom of the x is b. Then in the box you have ax squared and c in the corners. So the top of the x becomes negative 12 and the bottom is negative 4. M and n are numbers that multiply to be negative 12 but add up to be negative 4. You try and find those numbers, negative 6 and 2, and then you put them in the box for negative 6x and 2x. And you look for a greatest common factor. At the bottom is negative 3. Across the top of the box, the GCF is 2x. We're going to do the same for up and down. On the left up and down, the GCF is going to be 2x. On the right up and down is going to be 1. Now the answers across the top and down the side of the box are going to become the factored form of your quadratic. 2x plus 1 across the top and 2x minus 3 down the bottom, and those are our two factors. If you were to FOIL that out, you would get the original problem. Here's a special problem. There's no middle term, so b is 0. The top of the x becomes 9 times negative 16, the bottom is 0. The corners are 9x squared and negative 16. You get negative 144. Look for two numbers that multiply to be negative 144 but add up to be 0. Negative 12, positive 12. Put them in the other corners of the box for the x's. And then look for GCFs across the top and bottom, up and down. You get 3x and minus 4 down the side and 3x plus 4 across the top, and there's your answer. Another problem. AC is 25 times 4. B is negative 20. The corners are 25x squared and 4. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to be 100 but add up to be negative 20. Negative 10 and negative 10. Put them in the corners of the box. Look for your greatest common factors, 5x and negative 2, across the top and down the bottom, or down the side. So your answer is 5x minus 2, in parentheses, squared. That's a perfect square trinomial. Here are some shortcuts. Just jot these down. With experience, this will come. And here's a great flow chart of what we just went through. Pretty confusing. I wouldn't recommend copying it down. Here's 5 expressions to try and factor for practice. There's a GCF in the first one.
created using Powtoon.